Hi again, and welcome back to Mull. Quite typically today, I was going to talk to you about hydration levels and how much water you should be drinking. And I thought, yeah, I'll do this outside on a nice sunny day and that'll set the scene. But it's grey, overcast, and blowing a hoolie. So I thought I'd better come back indoors or you wouldn't be able to hear what I was saying again. So this time of year, we do often get asked about how much water should I be drinking. And something that's been passed down to us through the years is that old 6 to 8 glasses, which I'm sure you've heard a lot. Now, that comes from reports that were done probably over 40 years ago. So this is a message that's been around for a long time. And there are a couple of problems with that for me. One of them is, does it mean 6 to 8 of these glasses, that one, or that one? Everyone's glasses are different, and there's just 4 that I picked out of the cupboard today. So that message can be a little bit confusing. The other thing that's important to remember is that when the authors of these reports, which I'd say are quite old now, did this research, what they were getting at was it should be 6 to 8 glasses, and the water includes the water that you intake from your food, and also from things like tea and from coffee and juice. So again, it gets a wee bit hard for us to work that out, and some people do get a bit sort of held up on this 6 to 8 glasses concept every day. Now, it is important. As human beings, we are around about 50 to 65% water, depending on your age. But remember that when we're very young, when we're babies, we tend not to get any just water at all. We tend to be fed on milk. Now, obviously, within the milk is water, and that would be included in our daily requirement. So this message of 6 to 8 glasses has been around for a long time. And it's been something that a lot of big companies have really sort of preyed upon and pushed, especially the sports drinks companies and perhaps bottled water companies. And obviously they have a vested interest in continuing this message that we need to be drinking lots of glasses of water every day. And obviously, they're not really that concerned about your hydration levels, a bit more concerned about their profit levels. So this message that's been perpetuated through the years is what is known as the illusionary truth effect. And this is basically, if you keep giving the same message out all the time, eventually people believe it. Probably the basis of most politics these days. So if you say something over and over and over again, people will eventually believe it, and it sort of becomes stuck in our brain that this is the amount of water we should be drinking. It's quite strange, really, because you think about the sports drinks industry, all we're talking about is basically sugary water. That's really all it is, with a few electrolytes chucked in for good measure. But there's no rocket science involved in the production of those products. Although they're sold to us in a way that, it'll prevent dehydration. Don't get dehydrated, water is not good enough. Well, I'm afraid water is good enough, and that's really what we should be taking. So how much do we need? Well, it is obviously important because it's a sort of main building block in when we were making new cells. It helps a lot with our digestion process, and it also helps us a lot with our waste removal and urine production, and things like maintaining body temperature as well. There are many other good reasons why we need to stay hydrated, but that's just a few of the main issues. And we shouldn't really underestimate our body's own ability to maintain homeostasis and to look after itself in terms of its hydration levels. And basically what's happening is when you start to become a little dehydrated, so when the water level in your blood starts to decrease, this is detected by your brain. And your brain basically sends a signal to your kidneys to start rectifying the situation. and to reabsorb more water back into your bloodstream and maintain a nice level. And the opposite will affect if the water levels start to become too high in the blood. So again, your brain will reduce a certain signal to your kidneys, and that means that we actually start to excrete more urine, and we flush the system out. So we're very, very good actually at looking after ourselves in terms of hydration levels. Now, having said that, it is the summer. We probably will need a little bit more water, but the main message here is trust your body. Your thirst mechanism will just about keep up with what you require. It can be a little bit slow out of the blocks, but not to the point where you're going to be damaged in any way through dehydration. So trust your thirst. Maybe have a water bottle close at hand throughout the day. Little and often is good. There's only so much water we can take in at any one point in time. So we can't just rectify the situation by not drinking all day and then drinking 2 or 3 litres in the evening time. You can't really drink too much. Well, you can, but you'd have to be drinking a hell of a lot of water to put yourself at risk. So little and often will do the job. Trust your thirst mechanism, and you can always have a little sort of check on the colour of your pee, which is a pretty good way of telling whether you're dehydrated or whether you're tickety-boo. And what we're looking for is a sort of pale straw colour. As we start going into a sort of darker yellow, then that's maybe an indication that we're getting a little bit dehydrated, and it wouldn't harm to have a little bit extra going in. So I hope that helps, and I'll catch up with all of you soon, and let's hope the weather improves a little bit. And obviously if you're out and about and it is warm, then take some water with you, and again that is regular and often, and we should be all good. Take care. Bye bye.